Hello, hello. Let's see if this is working. Um, there's always a long delay with YouTube. It's a lot longer than Facebook. um, so, hello, I think I'm there. I hope you guys are doing well. It is Monday. It is President's Day, which is kind of technically a day off for me, but I went in for a few hours. But I kind of bummed it. So, excuse the way I look tonight. Oh, good, Carrie. Thank you. Hello, Sharon. You are not already talking. Yeah, I'm trying to wait until it pops up on my iPad to then start talking. So I hope that's working. But anyway, hello, Nancy. How are you? Good to be back. Yes, agree. It is good to see your name again. All right. Prizes from last week. We're going to do that real quick. See. So the winner from last week was Verna. So I have got your card bases here. I will get these in the mail for you. I have your address. Yay. And then next, or for this tonight, when you comment, you share, you do all that fun stuff. This is what I'm going to be giving away next week. So whoever wins will get both of these bolts of ribbon. It is a gold ribbon and then it's like a shimmery metallic clear white whatever ribbon. So those will be next week's prize. All right. So in saying all that, I don't have anything to share at the beginning other than those two things. I'll do all the announcements at the end. And so I'm going to put you down and we will get started. All right. And I'm going to make sure that I'm straight and that, there we go. Y'all, they change stuff all the time. They change the button for that. Okay, I think I got it. My goodness. I felt like an idiot with that one. Woo! All right. All right, so my husband texted me, sorry, and he said, sorry, you're doing your lap. So see, he remembers. He said he'd call me back later. Perfect. All right, he is doing his chaplaincy program right now, which is basically where he's a chaplain within the hospital, and he is actually in Spartanburg. So I know some of you know that already. So I am without my husband for a couple nights, couple days. This week, not as long as some. So I will be happy when he gets back for sure. All right. I don't sleep well when he's not here. So it always stinks. Hello, Karen. Oh, it went out. Yeah, it probably did because the husband called. Yep. Even though my phone is on Do Not Disturb, he actually is, my emergency contact. So I think when your emergency contacts call through, I think it automatically makes them come on. So then whatever you're doing, you lose. So anyway, tonight we are going to play with this Filled with Fun bundle. This is a new online exclusive that will be coming out next month. So we're in February, so it will be in March. It will be available, I think it's March the 3rd. Don't hold me to that date, but it's sometime in March, the beginning, the first few days. It will be available for you to purchase, and I absolutely love it. This is right up my alley. It's the cute, fun, all that great stuff, right? So we are going to play with this, and I have 3 projects for tonight, but then I'm going to have a bonus on Thursday. So on Thursday, I will have a blog post on this, and then I will post it on Facebook as well. So I figured I'd show you that now so I don't forget later. All right, so let's dive into our first project. We're going to do this one, which is a little bit of a happy birthday. Y'all know I love doing my birthday cards. All right, I'm going to pull everything out. I've done some of the die cutting, not all. Some of it you're going to have to watch me do because we've got to stamp it. All right. So we're going to get our card base. Now, I will tell you that all of the measurements are on the blog post. So if you go to simplyelizabethcrafts.com, you can go and it'll be the very first entry that will be on that website. But it's a blog. So, I mean, it's a blog website. And if you click on the picture showing these cards from tonight, it will list all the products that are used as well as all the measurements that will be there. I try to make it so that you can duplicate these cards if you wish. Carrie, it is. I probably have about 10 more ideas, but I had to stop playing with it because I had to start working on some other stuff. But I played with it all weekend at the craft event that I was at because I seriously was in love with it. And the last card, well, I was going to say the last card might be my favorite, but I don't think so. I think all three of these are actually, I love. They're all different. Definitely different. All right, so we're going to take the Calypso Coral and we're going to put it at an angle and put it down. Then we're going to take some of this designer series paper. This paper is going to be a new paper as well that'll come out in March, and it's called A Little Latte, and it coordinates with a new bundle that's coming out with the online exclusives that is a coffee set, and there are good designs in that paper, and you can see the back has the beans on it. And I'm not a coffee person, but I love the smell. So, and I'm a hot chocolate person. I love some hot chocolate. Oops. Well, I might not be able to get that up, so we might have to trim off that little side. Okay, so we've got that down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and we're going to go ahead and stamp on here, because what I want to do is once I place this on, then we will take our little banner flags and we'll attach those underneath our little piece here. So let's take our basic gray. I didn't want to use black because I liked the subtle colors that were in here, so I tried to do something that wasn't harsh, and I think the basic gray accomplishes that. All right, so we're going to stick that there, and I might have actually used, so it looks like I actually used Smoky Slate, so you could use either one. I think they both work. I swear it was basic gray, but you know, I guess not. All right, now we're going to take some Calypso Coral. We're going to take our little balloon here, and we're going to stamp it there. Then we are going to take and clean this. So I went and washed this really good. I'm going to set that aside for a minute. We are going to stamp our Lemon Lolly. I'm going to stamp that one up there. All right. Then on some scratch paper, we are going to stamp it in Lost Lagoon. And all I did was I pulled out the colors from the paper. I'm going to stamp that one there. Then I'm going to take the little heart that's in the set, and I'm going to stamp it there. All right. We'll put all these aside. we are going to grab in our cut and emboss machine. And I'm just going to grab the big one because I've got it right here. We're going to stick that there. We're going to grab our dies. So we've got a balloon die. Great thing about this set is it does have 2 balloon dies. So you can cut out multiple ones at the same time. We're going to stick this here. And then there. We'll cut this right on out. And then that little heart, we're going to use it as a balloon as well. And I'm going to put these up here because I will probably need them again. I am always in need of that tape. All right. I'm going to flip these over. We are going to put dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to grab a mini dimensional for the heart, because that will be small enough to go in the center there. And then we're going to grab a normal size one, a regular size one, and we're going to put 2 on this balloon. Okay, now before we take the backings off, we are going to stamp our tails for our balloons. Now, because I stamped this one in basic gray, we're just going to stick with the basic gray. And we're going to stamp down. We're going to stamp down. I think that'll work. Then we're going to place our heart kind of where we want it. And we're going to put it right about there. We're going to turn it around so that now the tail is going to go back toward this side. And then I'm going to move that heart out of the way. And we're going to stamp it down that way. Then we're going to stick this one here. And we're going to stamp there. It's hard sometimes when you're looking at it from over a camera. So, all right. So now we're going to put our heart down. We're going to stick it right there. Then we'll put our balloon down. We're going to move it here. All right. We're going to take from probably one of my favorite packs of ribbon in the mini catalog. We're going to take the Lemon Lolly. And we're going to wrap it around several times. Like that. And then we're just going to tie a bow. And we're going to see if I can tie a bow while I'm live with twine. I definitely think I like it better with the smoky slate, but we will manage with the basic gray. All right, so we're going to force this to go in our directions that we need it to go. I might have to play with it a little after I get off, because it's twisting. All right. So that will all be there. And then we will take our tails and we will trim them off on the bottom. Like that. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to put dimensionals on the back of it. And we're going to put then 2 down that middle there. And let me fix this one. Okay. And then we will stick this in the center, and we're going to make it straight with our card bottom. So if you're with the angles, sometimes it can throw you off. So just a quick suggestion is take it to the bottom of your cardstock and then line it up and then just move it straight up like that. And then we are going to take our little cutouts here and we're going to put them right on there. So the best way to do that is to grab your glue dots. And we're going to figure out that we need, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll put glue dots on 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. All right. And then you just want to make sure, look at your banner and just make sure that none of the glue dots are sticking out the side. And then we're going to line it up so that those are on like that. And then you're just going to take your scissors and you're just going to trim it right off. Okay, and then we'll just trim off a little bit of that right there. Okay. And then we want to do this one. And this one is just going to kind of stick up underneath it and come out down here. So it looks like we're going to need 3 of them. So then we will take our glue dots and we'll just put 3 on the back. These glue dots. It seems like every pack I've gotten the last couple months has been really sticky, which is great, but I struggle getting them off of the wrapper. All right, so let's do it this way, maybe. Okay, and then we'll take this end of it and we'll just trim it right off. Ta-da. Okay, so there is that. Now the last thing you want to do, because it is a great smoky slate card base, is you just want to add in something on the inside. So we're going to take our Lost Lagoon, since that's the one we stamped with last. We're going to stick it there. Take our basic gray and adhere that there. And then we will attach this to the inside of our card base. And then you can tell me which one you like better as well. The basic gray or the smoky slate. I really do think I like the smoky slate. It's lighter, so you focus more on your cardstock and then your balloons. So, all right, so there is card number 1. And I'm going to move this up here. I'm going to move all these out of the way. And we're going to do number 2. So this is not even a card. This is actually a little holder for some flower seeds. which is all I could think about when I saw the flowers. And then when you look at this die here, all I could think of was a flower bed. I know it's got the little humps there, and I know it's for a wagon, but all I could think of was the flower bed. And then when you look at the cutout for it, that's what I was thinking too, like it sits in a little flower bed. So this is what we're doing right here. And I have some other, I bought 4 because they were 2 for $1. But I thought this kind of went with it better since you could color those all kind of different colors. So let's grab all of our stuff. And I did do the scoring, but all the scores are on that blog post. So make sure you go check that out. Hello, Linda. You like the basic gray, Nancy? Oh, yeah. Kathy, the paper is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And we're using some new online exclusive paper for this project as well. Okay, so I've got the cardstock. Now, I wanted to make sure that you could get 2 of these projects out of a piece of, 1 piece of cardstock. So you will actually notice with the measurements, you are literally just a touch smaller with your card base than a normal, but it still fits. If you wanted to mail this, it still fits in a regular envelope. It's just slightly shorter, so it's not that full 5.5. It's like 5 7/16 maybe, I think is what. Don't ask me. You have to go look at the blog because I don't know. We were getting into territory that I don't know a lot about. So, all right, so we're going to fold on our card bases. And what I wanted though was if I wanted that little bit to kind of fold over, so it was almost like a matchbox. That's what I was kind of looking to do, so that it would hold that close like a regular card front. Stays closed. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a stapler and I'm going to staple right here. And actually, I'm going to do it from the back so that if you do give this to someone, when they take it out, these aren't going to hurt them. And what you're going to cover up is that back end with the paper and then the ribbon. So no one will get their finger caught on a staple. All right, so then we're going to stick that in. And we do want to make sure that we're not getting it all the way to the edge, but then we're also not sticking it so far in that you can't fit your little thing in there, your little flower in there. Okay. So now we are going to adhere our designer series paper. And we're going to attach that right down there. Oops. And the flowers, and I should have put this in on the website too. The flowers came from the Dollar General, which y'all know is like my favorite place to get like treats and stuff. But they have like a little garden section. And so that's where I found them on like the end. And they have a ton of them. They have all kinds of, they even have like some vegetables or some like, not vegetables. They might have had some vegetables. They have like seasonings and stuff too, like your basil and that kind of stuff. So they have all kinds of fun things there. All right, now we're going to attach this piece up here. And yes, this paper is pretty. I'm pretty impressed with the new online exclusive paper. They did a good job. This comes from the, oops, let me tell you. The Flowering Zennies or Zinnias. Is that how, Kathy, I know you told me how to pronounce it properly. Zennies, Zinnias, I think is how you pronounce it. But anyway, it has some really good patterns in it too. Big bold prints as well. So, but of course this and this is probably my favorite. so I had to use it. All right, now I just cut out a plain circle because I felt like it just needed something kind of out there to fill up a little bit of space. So we're going to attach this right about here. And then we're going to do our stamping. So I already did one because we need 2 of them. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. Let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. That's not our sentiment. This one is our sentiment. And let me just pull all these out. All right, we're going to do some coloring in a minute too, but it won't take too long. Okay, so on this one, we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we're going to stamp that sentiment in Highland Heather. Okay, and then we are going to actually take fresh freesia. We're going to clean that heart we used in the first project. And then we're going to stamp it off, and I'm just going to use my little scrap paper over here. We're going to stamp it off, and then we're going to stamp it right over the word heart. Now that wasn't very dark, so I really stamped it off. So we're going to do that again. There we go. So it's just a little hint of the color in the background. All right, so we're going to set that aside. Then we are going to take this here. We are going to ink it up with some black Memento ink. Okay. We're going to stamp it right there. Then I'm going to take our solid wagon stamp. We're going to take pecan pie, and we're going to stamp it right above, like that. We're going to close these up so I don't put my hand in them, because that would be my luck. And we're going to put them in this bucket. All right. So now we're going to color our little pieces here. I'm going to make some space for myself. All right. So my sample is here. We are going to start, let's start with some bubble bath. And all I'm going to do, because, you know, they're just flowers. It's not like you really have to have a lot of shading or anything like that. But I'm just going to take that pointed end, and I'm just going to kind of go where those lines are in the center of the flower and just do like a little circle there. Then we're going to come down and do this one. And then we will take our light one, our light bubble bath, and we'll go back and fill it in. So it has a hint of dark in the center, but it's not a whole lot. And you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. All right, so then our next color, let's go ahead and do our Tahitian Tide. We're going to take the dark, and we're going to go there, and there, and there, and then this one up here. And then we're going to do the light. And we'll do the light all the way through. And just make sure you don't, when you're coloring them, there are little dots in the center there. That is for your center of your flowers. So just make sure you avoid putting your dark color there. All right, so then we're gonna go with our fresh freesia. So let's do our dark first. And purple, for those of you who don't know, is my favorite color. And this is probably as pretty close as Stampin' Up! Has ever gotten, which is the Highland Heather. I love Highland Heather. I don't use it very often, but the fresh freesia is pretty close to it as well. So it's a good in-between for both the Highland Heather and the fresh freesia. But anyway, I love the dark and the light that they have together with that. So more of my flowers are purple than any other color because it's my favorite color. And I figured I could do that, you know? So if you like another color, so if the Tahitian Tide is your favorite color, like it is Michelle's on my downline, that is her favorite color. She is very sad that Tahitian Tide will be retiring in a few months. Like 2 months, I think. It'll be like 2 months now when our Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, what else is in it? Starry Sky, that one I'll be sad about. And then the Orchid Oasis, those will all be retiring in March. No, it will not be March. Those will be retiring. I don't know why I just drew a blank on when they retire. May. They retire in May. So, so I used Tahitian Tide for her. All right, so now we're gonna do our leaves. Now, just so you guys don't have to like watch me and all that stuff, I'm just gonna do it all one color since you've already watched me do everything else. But I did kind of do some light and some dark with the leaves, but you do not have to do that. And I will not make you watch me do it on this one. And we're almost there. All right, there we go. Now we are going to cut both of these out. And I'm going to grab in my cutting machine again. Sorry for my sniffles. I have a little bit of a cold. I am taking some over-the-counter stuff because it's not bad. It just is making my nose run all the time. So I'm sorry for all the sniffles. All right, so we're going to put that one there. And then we're going to put this one here. We're going to move my hair out the way. Make sure we get it lined up. We'll stick that there. We'll put our plate on. And then all right, so now we've got our pieces here. Let me put this back on my little magnetic board so I don't lose them. And we'll put our tape back over there. All right, so then I've got more scrap paper for later on. All right, so let's bring in our piece here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and put some adhesive right here on the back. So we're just gonna take our regular seal. You can take your liquid glue. What I did was I got it just there on the edge. So like half of it is off and half of it is on. So all I'm gonna do is fold it on top of itself. And the reason I did that is because you just need a little bit along that edge. And when I go to pop it up, I don't want it to kind of smush down and stick to the background. I just want it to stick to this little part right here. All right, so then we're gonna line this up right up underneath like that. And now you see there's not, but maybe a little hint of that adhesive that's sticking out. So it's not gonna stick everywhere. Then we are gonna take and pop this up onto our card front. So we're gonna grab our dimensionals here. I wanna make sure I put them all up there. And then, all right, I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot. All right, so then we're gonna stick this right over here. Like that. We are gonna take our other one that we did. We're gonna take our adhesive and we are gonna line that up pretty much with the bottom. So you're just gonna see a little bit of your raised bed there. All right, and then we've got our sentiment here and we're gonna trim off the ends. And then we're gonna flag it. So we're gonna go up the center and then we're gonna come in from each side straight up to that center cut. And we're gonna flag that end. And then we're gonna do that again on this side. And I am a little flag person. I don't like the really long ones, so I'm kind of precise on them. All right, let me straighten this one up real quick. There we go. All right. Put this in the trash. Then we're gonna take and put a dimensional all the way across, and I've got some extra pieces here from my, I'm gonna make sure, so this is my top, so I'm gonna put it, line it up directly along that bottom, right there. And we're gonna put another one right there at the bottom. And then this is going to slide right up over that. Nope, let me move it over some. All right. Just like that. Okay, then we are gonna take and put our little seeds inside. So we'll slide them right on down in there. I wanna add a few little hearts to the inside. So let's actually take that right back out. We're gonna grab our heart, grab our fresh freesia. I had to do a little something cute on the inside. And then we're just gonna stamp it down right there. And one more time right there. Okay, so we'll stick that one back in and stick this one in right there. And you can't really see those hearts, so if you wanted to, you could even put them up there, or if you wanted to write a message, you could put a little piece of your white cardstock right up here and you could write a message to whoever it is. All right, so now we're gonna slide that in behind and put that one back together. Okay, and then we are gonna take our ribbon, and this is faux ribbon. I would say if you decide that you want to mail this, you probably need to use something a little different, something that's not as thick, because this is pretty thick ribbon. But if you don't mind adding a little bit of postage to it, then you could certainly mail this. All right, then we're going to tie a bow, which is not my strong suit with this ribbon either, just FYI. So, and you see I did it upside down, which is fine. We're gonna leave it that way. Oh, and we're gonna cut it. All right. Now we're gonna take our butterfly embellishments. I forget to use these. And so I'm glad I took them this weekend because I really, the butterflies go perfect with this, this project. And we're going to put quite a few of them on. Because you know, you can't have too many butterflies. We're even going to stick one right there on our flower. We're going to do one up here. One on our sentiment. One here. One here. And then another big one right here. Okay, so there is project number 2. See, I told you I liked the first one, and see, I liked the second one too. So seriously, on today's projects, I could not pick which one was my favorite. So they all get voted as yes. All right, so we'll move that one out the way. I'm gonna try to clean up just a little bit. Let's see if I can move this. All right, and then we're gonna go into project 3. Project 3 is not for the faint of heart, just FYI. There was a lot of die cutting with this one, but it reminded me of the wagon. Of course, it brings back lots of childhood memories and being outside and doing all those things. So I had to, of course, do the little red wagon. But I wanted to put it outdoors, which is where you ride it around all the time. And we don't have any like fun trees for kids or anything like that. So I used lots of different things to get where we are with this card. So just know there's a lot of cutting out. If you do place an order using this host code and doing the $35 before tax and shipping, I will have all this cut out for you. All of it, because obviously you can't buy this yet anyway. So I would cut all those items out for you. So it will be a labor of love, but I will do it because it is so worth it. I use lots of different die sets to kind of play around and figure out how to get to where I really, really wanted to get it. So, all right. So we are going to use some celebration paper. This is the Sunny Days, which coordinates with that Bright Skies from the mini catalog. So this is a celebration. You get it free with that $50 purchase. Oh, yay, Nancy. I'm glad you liked it. All right, and we're going to adhere this piece onto a little Daffodil Delight, making sure I cut all of my paper correctly. All right, so I got it lined up. There we go. And then we're just going to adhere this. Actually, you know what? Before we adhere it, we don't need to do that yet. We need to put these pieces together. Now on this sample, I raised up this top part. I'm just going to raise up the whole thing once. So we're just going to put some glue dots behind it and stick it flat down. We're going to see if I like that, but we're going to go with that. So we're going to stick a glue dot on the ends. It'll release. And And then we're going to stick a glue dot right about here. And flip it over, put it there. Oh, I maybe should have cut this out with adhesive sheets. So I'm learning my lesson on that. When I do your card kits with your orders, I will do it with adhesive sheets. All right. Oops. And one more. We got this. Yeah, definitely should have done adhesive sheets. All right, so now we're just going to attach this to the top up here, like this. All right, ta-da. Okay, so there we go. Now, on our piece up here, okay, so this comes from the Filled with Fun. We have this part right here, which is our grass. And this grass is from the Sending Loves Dies. The bottom of our tree is the mailbox from the Sending Love. So I wanted to show you those real quick. All right, so when you cut out the grass, it doesn't cut it all the way out. So we're just gonna snip it, unless you had the paper that exact size. But I wasn't sure exactly what the measurements were that I was gonna need, so I did it the paper a little longer. All right, I did put adhesive sheets on the back of this. Okay. Now we are gonna take the adhesive sheet off the back, and we're gonna stick this down here on the bottom, like that. Okay, and then we're gonna take our other one, we're gonna cut right up, right up. We'll take that adhesive sheet off the back. Maybe if I can get it, there we go. And then this is gonna line up at the bottom. And I'm gonna take it to this edge so that not everything lines up. Hold on. We're gonna adjust this. So with the adhesive sheets, you can take them off. Just be gentle with it. It might rip a little bit, but it won't be enough to. Okay, we're gonna take this one and put it all the way to the edge like that. Okay. Now we're gonna take this one and put it to the edge this way so that they're not lined up. The grass is not lined up perfectly. All right, there we go. Now, we're gonna take this, we're gonna add some glue dots to the back of it. Before we do that, we're gonna trim this off like that. And now it's a tree trunk. And then we're gonna add glue dots to the back. You could run this one through adhesive sheets as well. All right, and then we're just gonna tuck that right up underneath the grass. We'll pull that back up a little bit. So we'll tuck it up right up underneath there, straight up. All right, now I'm gonna take my little mini cutter. If I brought it over here, I may not have. Nope, so we're just gonna use some scissors. And we're just gonna trim off these sides here. Okay, that was easy. And then we are gonna take, and before we start putting all the rest of the pieces together, we're gonna go ahead and do this stamping for our sentiment. And our sentiment is going to be we're going to do a little technique for our sentiment, okay? We are going to take some of my favorite mint tape, and we are going to cover up the part at the top that says, "You are my happy place." Yes, my husband is my happy place, but the outdoors is also just my happy place. It is not a person. So we're going to cover that part up. We're going to tear off another little piece, and we're going to stick it here on that Y that goes down. We're going to take our ink pad, flip it upside down, and stamp away. All right. Then the key is make sure you take off your sticky tape and throw it away. And then we're going to stamp down like that. And then all you have is the words that you want. And we'll cut that out using a die from the Stylish Shapes. So I'm going to cut that out. And then I'm going to also cut out our circle with that one. So we'll do them at the same time. All right, so we're going to stick this piece in right here, flip that over. Uh-oh, I think it's a smaller one. Yes. Hold on, I grabbed the wrong size. The third from the largest. And then here is our sentiment, and we'll place that right there. We are going to line it up, and then we'll put our tape right over it. Roll it through. And then we have our sentiment and then our circle. Now, we're going to keep our circle here because we need to do something else with our circle. We need it to be textured. So we're going to take off this number 3 plate and then this number 2 plate. And, sorry, I got some staticky going on there. We're going to grab in our embossing folder. And this is from the Basics 3D embossing folder. It's an online exclusive, but it's been out for a while. We're going to stick that right on in like that. I'm going to find my plate somewhere. Oh, there it is. I was like, I know I pulled it out. It was in front of me. So this is plate number 4. So all you're going to have is plate number 1, your embossing folder with your cardstock in the middle. And then plate number 4, you're going to run it through. When you run it through, do it with the folded side in first, and then as it goes through, it releases that pressure right out the bottom. And then we have our textured treetop. All right, so now we can pull back in this card here. We're going to pop up our tree with some dimensionals. Hello, hello from Hawaii. How are you doing? You finally caught me live, Margie. I know you had said that you kept missing it, so I'm glad you are here. And thank you, Carrie. I will tell on myself. I set on Saturday and literally like looked through every die set that I had and thought long and hard about what could be a tree. And I had a couple things that I used at first. I started with this piece right here. I cut out several of these and then cut down because it would kind of give it that little bit of texture from those, and it looked horrible. So then I started looking at other stuff. So it took me a while to get there, but I finally figured it out. We're going to attach this, and this is from the Bright Skies. So it's those 2 dies right there. And we're going to adhere this straight down Oh, good. I'm glad you did get it. We're going to just adhere this flat onto the front like that. We're going to pop it, or we're going to flip it over, and we're going to put it flat. And then we're going to stick it up here in the corner. Okay, now let's put our little wagon together. So we're going to pop up this part of our wagon. So we can go ahead and do that. And then we're going to stick it right down here. I think my grass is a little higher this time. All right, so we're going to stick it there. And then we've got some black circles here with some smoky slate for our center. We're going to adhere those with glue dots. We used a lot of glue dots today. We don't normally use that many. And we're going to stick it in the center, or as center as we can get them. If it's not perfect, it's all right. Then we're going to flip those over. We're going to put dimensionals in the center. And then we're going to just stick them right up underneath there. Like that. And then we'll do it with this one. All right. And then last but not least, we are going to attach the handle. So we are going to put glue dots on that. Hey, Deb, no, you have not missed the end yet. We're close, but not there. All right, we're going to put glue dots on the handle. And we're just going to put one on the corner, the end there, and then we're going to put one on this end here. All right, and then we're going to just stick this right in here. Like that, and then up. All right, and then our sentiment, we want to add that. So Margie, this is the, it's a brand new one that'll be coming out in March. It's called Filled with Fun, and it has this and some dies that coordinate with it, and it's awesome. I am in love with this set. In love. All right, so we're just going to attach our sentiment right underneath. And so we're going to put some adhesive on this side. And then we will take and put a dimensional there and a dimensional there. And we will adhere that there. And then I'm going to get out my yucky glue. Some of this liquid glue. And the reason I'm using liquid glue is because it's a very small border around. So I just want to make sure that when I get it down, that it's all even. And that liquid glue will allow me to move it. And we're going to press it down because it's not wanting to stay. There we go. All right. So then there we go. There is our last card. Let me fix that sentiment there. It's kind of crooked. You could add a bow if you wanted, but I really felt like this was one, you know, for a kid, they're not going to want a bow on it. All right, let's fix this. Yep. I got that really crooked, so we're going to get it straight now. There we go. All right. So then there we go. And I'm not sure which one I like better. I'm not sure if I like the wagon popped up again with that top piece, but I do, I don't know. That one's going to be one I have to look at for a minute. But anyway, so this is the last card. Yay! Yes, it's not quite available yet, but it is getting there. Oh, Margie, that would be a great idea. And we have a set that has eggs in it. So yes, that would be perfect. Little eggs, and it has like a little bunny too in the egg set. So, all right, let me pull out the other cards. And there we go. And then there is that one. I think I like the smoky slate one better. I'll put the smoky slate one on top for now. All right, so you can get, now the only caveat is I cannot stamp the images for you. You would have to wait to put your cards together until basically this came out at the beginning of March, but that's only another 2 weeks. And I don't even mail them until the end, till the middle of next week. So you wouldn't have to wait long for putting them together. Now, I will cut the paper, the designer series paper, so you would already have that. And on this one, because most everything is just a die cut, I can do that for you. So if you want these as a make and take class, then you would just use this host code. You would go to simplyelizabethcrafts.com. There's a shop button at the top. When you put that host code in, it lets me know that you want this. And then you just have to purchase $35 before tax and shipping in order to get this mailed to you. So that is this week's class. The only other things I really have for you this week is Celebration is starting to wind down. So make sure if you want anything from Celebration that you get that in. And then these are the items that were added in last week, or maybe it was the beginning of February. I don't know. I can't ever keep track anymore. But you still get the free items from now until February the 29th. Also, it is a joining special. So by February the 29th, you can join Stampin' Up! And you can either get the glass mat that comes with a chamois as well as the silicone holder there, or you can choose an additional $30 worth of products to add on to your starter kit. So you can do one or the other. If you have questions, you can email me on that and I can walk you through it. And then last but not least, I did want to tell you about the spring retreat that I have coming up. It will be April the 19th and 20th. There will be information coming out by email on that in the next few days. But the deadline to register for that will be April the 8th. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll make sure you get all the information. All right, everyone, that is it. Thank you all for joining me. I really enjoyed these projects tonight. I hope you did as well, and I will see y'all next week. I am thinking I'm going to use Planted Paradise next week. I feel like that has been a kind of a sleeper set in the mini catalog, and I have been playing around with it today. And I'm in love with it. Well, I'm in love with everything that I play with, because once you start playing with it, then you kind of figure out things and all of that. So, you start mixing up colors and, it always does good to play with things. But I think we're going to probably do some cards with that next week. So join me next Monday, 7 p.m. right here on YouTube. All right, everyone, have a great night and I'll see y'all later. Bye.